Okay. You asked the questions and I'm gonna answer them for you. I went on Instagram and I asked you guys to ask me a question for today's video. So today we're gonna go through the questions. So I got a ton of questions, so I'm only gonna be answering 10 today. I wrote the 10 down on my handy dandy notebook and let's get started. Okay, the first question I got is how to make friends when you're autistic and where to make friends when you're autistic. From my experience, it is extremely hard for me to make friends. Every single time I think a friendship is going well, it's not. And friendships tend to be relatively difficult for me. The best way I found to make friends is to go to events in your community that align with the people that you want to be around. So if you're an artist, I would go to creative events and just start talking to people. I know this could be extremely nerve-wracking having to talk to people. I know it's nerve-wracking for me. But sometimes you have to step outside of your comfort zone and do the thing that scares you. And that's exactly what I did. I started going to events in my community that related to art, and I met some people through those events. And I also go on Bumble BFF. So if you don't know what Bumble BFF is, it's an app where you can make friends. And that's how I've made majority of my friendships, especially moving to a new city. Bumble BFF is your best friend. You can put in your bio that you have autism or ADHD, and this can help you find friendships that better align with who you are. So the second question that I got is, am I sensitive to any textures when it comes to fashion? And the answer is not in this moment of my life. But when I was younger, I was super sensitive to leather. Like I hated leather. Leather would just freak me the fuck out. I don't know what the specific type of leather is, but it's like almost like a suede, but it's not a suede. That type of leather freaks me out. I used to have the biggest issue with that even just being near me. I didn't even want it to touch my skin. Like it would literally bother me. It would bother me so bad. And there was a second part to this question, and it's when did I start exploring my fashion sense? I started exploring my fashion sense, my personal style, ever since I was a little kid. I love to experiment and try new things. I was always looking for different aesthetics that I can like fit in as a child. And growing up in middle school and high school, I would just experiment, try different aesthetics. I tend to get bored really easily with the things that I wear. So like I might do a complete 180 and do a switch up with my aesthetic, and then you're like, what the hell happened? One day she was like all goth and now she's like cottagecore. And that's usually how I work with my fashion. I tend to hop from aesthetics to aesthetics depending on how I'm feeling on the inside. So the third question, what would you say was your defining moment as an artist? My defining moment as an artist was when I started to put my clothing out, the clothing that I would hand make, and people would buy it. And then I would see pictures of people in the clothes that I made with my bare hands. And I would just feel so fulfilled and so happy because I'm like, wow, like they loved it enough to purchase it, because it's not cheap to get things handmade. So they would save up their money to purchase these items and then post a picture on Instagram with the items that I made, and it just made me feel so happy and so fulfilled as an artist that I'm able to share my gifts with the world and help women feel comfortable in the clothes that they wear. And that just made me so excited to continue my journey as an artist, as a fashion designer. That was a good question. I like that one. That one made me really think. The fourth question, how do you date with autism? This question is a lot because dating with autism is super hard because relationships tend to be difficult for us. And I want to make a longer video on this, but the advice that I can give right now on how I dated is just be patient. Just go on dates for fun. Don't take it so seriously. The right person is going to come along. The right person is going to accept you for you. You just have to be open to receiving. Don't close yourself off because of bad experiences. So open yourself up to new experiences. Don't be afraid to try new things. Communicate with the person that you're dating. Let them know that you're autistic because that is important. And the right person will come along. I am going to make a longer video on this topic, but that's all I want to say right now. Question number 5. How do I find inspiration and motivation? I find inspiration from my personal life, the experiences that I've been going through. So I will pull from life experiences, essentially. What motivates me to keep making content and to show up online as much as I do is that I created a space that is helping people and educating people about autism or ADHD, or you're just entertained about something that I'm saying or a story that I'm telling. That's what motivates me. You guys motivate me. The fact that I'm able to be there and help you better understand your experience through my content, it makes me so happy that I'm making content to help you guys, that I'm making content to entertain you guys, that I'm making content to inspire you guys. That is what motivates me the most to make content, is you. Okay, question 6. Do you play any video games? I don't, but I really want to. I don't have a PC where I can play video games, and I don't have a gaming console, and I want to invest in that pretty soon because I want to be like a gamer girl. I want to be playing games. I just find it so fun, but I never had the tools to play video games, if you know what I mean. Once I get a PC or a gaming console, I will be playing video games. Recommend some video games for me down below. I would love to hear your recommendations because I need to know what to play once I get my PC. Question 7. Do you ever feel isolated from other neurodivergent individuals? The answer is yes. I feel misunderstood a lot, and even around people that are neurodivergent, and that is something that's so difficult because I never feel like I fit into a space. I always feel like I'm the odd one out. I always feel so different from everyone else. And the fact that I'm also low support needs, people don't see me as someone with a disability. So the answer is yes. I do feel isolated around neurodivergent individuals. I don't always feel accepted in a group necessarily. Question 8. What do you like to eat? As an autistic person, I tend to eat the same thing all the time. So in this phase of my life, I'm eating chicken strips and fries. I love birthday cake and I love spaghetti. So that is what I've been eating. I tend to eat that almost every single day. Well, especially the chicken nuggets and the fries. I do eat that every single day. I'm trying to be a little more healthier and open my horizon to different foods, but that is so hard for me being autistic and having this routine, and eating the same thing is just so much easier for me to do than start experimenting with food, because that makes me extremely anxious. Question 9. Do you do any art? And the answer is yes. I'm a super creative person. I love making things with my hands. I love sewing, I love drawing, I love painting. I also love making music, and I feel like I don't have as much time in the day to do all of my hobbies that I want to do. Because of my ADHD, I tend to hop from hobby to hobby and hobby to hobby because I get hyperfixated on certain things, and then I will literally abandon it after a week. But I have just so many hobbies that I love to do. I'm just a artist in general. I love doing anything creative, essentially. Question 10. How many times have I been told that I don't seem autistic? And I actually get this more online, where people will not view me as someone with autism. They will question my autism. In person, it doesn't tend to happen a lot. It only happens with people that don't know me. Like, strangers are the ones to bring up the fact that they don't think I'm autistic. But when people tend to like get to know me and they're a part of my life, they never question my autism. They're just like, yeah, Jennifer's autistic, and there's that. And most people in my life are also autistic, so that makes it a lot easier that I'm not really surrounded by a lot of neurotypicals. I'm surrounded by mostly autistic individuals. But to answer your question, I don't know how many times people have said that, but I know it mostly happens online. I just want to say thank you so much if you asked one of these questions. I loved going through them. If you want to ask any more questions, please comment them down below so I can answer them for you. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!